Hi, I'm Dr. Pompa. I think the question I'm most asked, or at least asked most often, about the healing diet is it an Atkins diet? And absolutely it is not an Atkins diet, so we'll answer that right up front. But I think to understand that, because when we're talking about getting rid of grains and sugar, and really that's what the healing diet does, we think low carbohydrate diet. However, let's look at the differences. First of all, the Atkins diet is absolutely a high protein and a low carbohydrate diet. The healing diet would better be described as a moderate protein, moderate carbohydrate, and a high fat diet. So already we have major differences. But I think to really understand that, we need to look at these three things individually. Okay, so if we start with fat, the Atkins diet, really they don't care what fats you eat. They don't care if it's man-made fats. They don't care if it's good, healthy fats. And matter of fact, they really don't care, obviously you can eat as much as you want, which is fine. But on the healing diet, we actually want you to eat only good, God-made fats. We want you to stay away from the man-made fats. Also on the healing diet, we have a really big emphasis on fat because number one, good, healthy fats help you lose weight. And I know it goes contrary to most of what you've learned, but fat helps you burn fat. Now, the one thing I always drive when I'm lecturing on the subject is this. It's not fat that makes you fat. It's the inability to burn fat. And that has to do with a hormone called leptin, which we teach about in our seminars. Now, to realize and understand hormones, it really understands why fat is a big part of the healing diet. Because guess what? Most of Americans are hormone deficient in all the wrong hormones, and they don't have hormones in balance that you need to actually lose weight. Well, guess what? You need fat to make hormones. So we have an emphasis on really eating quality fat, healthy fat, and a lot of it. Because once you become a fat burner, once your hormones are right, you become a fat burner. Now you can lose weight utilizing fat for energy. Okay, so let's go to the second one, carbohydrates. On the Atkins diet, we're talking about just low carbohydrates. Frankly, they don't care what carbohydrates you eat as long as you don't eat them. Lower the better. On the healing diet, we actually say, okay, no grains, no sugar. However, we have a big emphasis on vegetables, which are actually carbohydrates. So I said this is a moderate carbohydrate diet. And it's moderate because we actually want you to consume large amounts of vegetables, which their vegetables are low glycemic vegetables. Now you have to understand something else about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are vegetables. Vegetables are carbohydrates that have a lot of fiber associated with them. So vegetables actually help lower your glucose levels and your insulin levels. And these are two hormones that you really need to get in control to lose weight. On the Atkins diet, they really don't want you eating a lot of those type of vegetables. They just want zero carbohydrates, period. And in my mind, that's not a healthy diet. Now, we also allow moderation of certain really healthy fruits, such as berries, blueberries, raspberries. These things are loaded with antioxidants, things that we know fight cancer, fight heart disease, and inflammation, which is the cause of new millennium disease today. So we actually allow these things in moderation, especially in the morning and before you exercise. So the last thing is protein. Okay, the Atkins diet, obviously, high protein as much as you want. You can eat it all day long. And that works for some individuals. However, on the healing diet, the majority of people, when they start ingesting too much protein, they cannot break it down or properly. However, they end up breaking the protein down into sugar. So, on average, somewhere between 15 and 25 grams of protein per meal is what we allow. Now, that is determined by body size, male or female, and also if you're exercising or not. So, if you're eating too much protein per meal, the point is this, is you're going to end up taking that protein and breaking it down into sugar. And that's the problem with the Atkins diet. That's why people start to lose weight in the beginning. And then they start eating, they don't eat vegetables. All they're eating is basically more and more protein, which starts to convert to sugar on them. And now you're not going to get the response that you were looking for. I think there's a couple other things that need to be pointed out about the healing diet. The healing diet obviously has a great emphasis on even healing the body, hence the word healing diet. It has an emphasis on fat. Fat, if you look at your cells, the 72 trillion cells that are in your body, Every cell in your body is made up of a lipid membrane, which is basically 2 layers of fat that make up your cells. Now, you are what you eat. And basically, better put, your cells are what you eat. So, if we're taking in quality fats, we're making quality cell membranes. Now, there's a saying that really health and life begins on the cell membrane. Why is that so important, the cell membrane? Because the integrity of the cell membrane is one of the determining factors of your health. You need to move good things in your cell, which your body needs to make for energy, and you need to get the waste out of your cell. So one thing that we always say is true detoxification actually starts at the cellular level. The healing diet is designed to fix the cell membrane, which fixes the cell. So your energy goes up, your detox is now able to happen. Many people try many detox plans, and it doesn't work because their cells aren't working. To get your cells working, you have to have a good membrane, cell membrane. To get a good cell membrane, you have to eat quality fat. And you have to control sugar, because if you don't control sugar, it causes more inflammation at the cell membrane. This diet was designed for the majority of Americans. However, with that being said, we do have 5 factors, because I'll say this up front, not one diet is right for everybody. We have 5 factors to determine if this diet is for you. Number 1, if you have elevated blood pressure, this diet is the diet for you. If you have elevated blood fats like cholesterol or triglycerides, this diet's for you. If you have elevated glucose, insulin, or that hormone leptin that I said is very important for weight loss, this diet's for you. Number 4, if you're toxic, this diet's for you, because how I explained about the cell membrane. And number 5, genetics. Some people just do better on a diet like this. So if you're one of those 5 factors, this diet's for you. But some people even use this diet on a short-term basis to lose that stubborn weight, which we call weight loss resistance. So I hope that clarifies the question, and I hope the healing diet's for you. And if you're one of those factors, I know it is.